Hello everyone, the work has just started down at the breach. Now real quick I'll mention that I'm using a new mic. I've got one of my wedding mics, so hopefully it'll sound better, and do keep us updated on what you think about the new mic. I can easily go back to the old setup, but most importantly it's going to be a very nice day down here. Let me tell you, there's plenty going on today, and yeah, lots to look forward to thankfully. So we'll go and have a look exactly how far along this guy's going to go. Now I'm guessing they'll move that personnel fencing on the far side of the bank there, just get that out of the way, and allow him to go possibly all the way up, but we'll see. Now before we get properly into it, like I say, it's going to be a nice busy day. Do feel free to subscribe, really helps me out and helps the channel out massively and keeps you guys updated on any future vids. And thank you for all the people that are supported on Buy Me a Coffee and through Super Thanks. It really does mean the world to me, so thank you. Now that was a satisfying shot. Now we'll have a look in a second at all the cabins that came yesterday. I believe there was 5 due, so we'll have a look at that in a second. Now of course the ground penetrator, great name, left yesterday. I believe I've got a video going up this morning of an interview we had with the workers of that, and that was a great experience, I must say. It was takes a bit of getting used to all this, but oh, 6. I wonder if it is 6 over 5 deliveries. That would make sense. But yeah, it's all looking very interesting down here, and once again with the breach work and these being delivered, it's hard to recognise this area now. It really is, and all in the name of progress. And yeah, it's I'm glad I've got the drone as well, because from the ground you can't really tell too much. So we'll have another look over here, make sure we're not going to miss anything. I'm going to try my best today to keep it as slow as I can without missing too much. So you see there as well, the old turnaround point and the new access to the other field is just being used as a very nice car park now, which is very much ideal. Now they have opened up the road gate, of course, but that isn't the obvious tell that it used to be that deliveries were happening. They have stopped almost completely now taking vehicles down this way. So yeah, it's very much hard to tell, but we'll figure it out, no doubt. And it'll just be a matter of keeping my eyes open for anything that comes down that little track. Although with it being spring as well, all the stuff is growing. The trees and the hedges, they're all growing out, so it's not an easy view like it used to be for sure. So we'll go a little quicker, and then we'll get a nice zoomed in shot. Hopefully this angle as well gives you an idea of just how much of that bank has been taken away on both sides. You know, it's not just this side, the other one on the back side there, on the back left, you can see they've taken a massive chunk of that, and it is the same with the right hand side as well. All that banking is gone now. They're doing real quick work with it, and we've been looking forward to this work for sure. So I'll quickly go down here, just making sure I can see all those trees nice and easy. There we go. You know, it's easy enough seeing your drone, but then you can't always see what's underneath your drone. So there we go. Now it's a lovely sunny day down here, it really is. So yeah, certainly making the most of it. Now it is very early, like I say, they've only just started working really. So yeah, plenty to look forward to today. And I'll have another quick or a slow spin. We'll have a slow spin round. There we go. And hopefully that gives you an idea. That is actually an incredible shot. Just giving you an exact idea of how much of that banking really has been removed. You know, it's almost flattened now. It really is. It just looks so different now. We've talked about this, but the material they're filling the bottom of the breach in with, I can't imagine that's permanent. You know, because it's the same material that the breach is made of, and that's the issue with why it happened in the first place. my guess would be that that'll all be dug out, and this is mostly just for access, getting those bigger machines in, things like that. But to be fair, we saw with the Llangollen guys, the ground penetrator yesterday, the work they've done on that is really impressive. It really is. You know, they've taken it right down. Even I can't remember the exact numbers. I saw the specification PDFs of that machine. I think it was up to 20 degrees actually, in which case it's got plenty of room. But yeah, I'll tell you what, we'll go and have a nice little low shot here whilst the sun's nice. There we go. And hopefully with us going down like that, it gives you an idea too of the topography of it, and just how much of that banking they have trimmed off. We'll get another close up here. Now, I'll only mention it once today, because I know I said it about 4 times yesterday, but the material, you know, when he's doing that, it's so obvious that it really is just sand. You know, there's a little bit of topsoil on top. Now, you guys will know better than me. Dave was telling me yesterday that a lot of the material in this area, as well as being sandstone, is like a clay sand mixture, where it feels like clay. It acts like clay. You know, when you're digging it, it's hard like clay. Not hard, but you know what I mean. But when you add water to it, it just turns to sand, and there's no rigidity to it at all, which is the opposite of what you're used to with clay. Clay, most of the time, or all of the time really, it's really resilient to water. It's brilliant for lining canal beds or ponds, just because it keeps that water in. But yeah, it's a false sense of security, I feel, with this type of material, if that is the case. But yeah, Dave really does know his stuff with that. So we'll have another look around here, just make sure that nothing crazy is going on, and do my best to. Oh, looks like they're just pulling one of them little porta cabins right where they want it. Or actually, tell you what, looks like they're pulling something out of the porta cabin. I did think it'd be a bit brave to pull the old porta cabin. So let's go and have a look. Now, there is a little bit of a wooded area that I'm going to fly over here, so as long as I'm not over the house, I'm happy. I don't even like going near the houses really, if I can avoid it. What on earth is that? Oh, it's a tank. Looks like possibly a fuel tank or an oil tank. I've got an oil tank in my garden and it looks kind of like that, so I wouldn't be too surprised. Tell you what, we'll get another zoom in shot here. Now, Colin's with me this morning. We're the early birds today. Dave also turns up quite early some mornings as well, to be fair, but I can't see him just yet. And whilst looking for him, then I've just seen that Joe has just turned up, so that'll be a great entertainment, no doubt, as well. So let's go a little bit further this way, and then whilst we're over here, we'll have a look at the breach from this direction too. Now we'll get a nice zoomed in shot here, just trying to see exactly what this is about. Well, we'll find out eventually, but if you've got any bright ideas on what that's going to be used for, then do feel free to drop a comment. Now, once again as well, we found out what the hype button means. It really helps out the videos to get shown to a wider audience, so do feel free to do that if you've got any left. I know you only get a certain amount every week, but it doesn't cost you anything, and it certainly helps me out, so thank you to everyone that does. Now, I don't know if that's a porta cabin or just, it just looks like a shipping container really. Now, I know that Colin's drone is in front of that, so I won't try and do any sneaky videos looking in, just because I won't want to crash into him. Now, whilst they've got that sorted, we'll have a look at the breach from this direction. Getting quite windy now, so hopefully as well we don't really get too many videos from this end. Just saying hello to Joe. Don't get too many videos from this side, so yeah, it's nice to see it for me, and it does give you a better idea on just how much of that bank on the left hand side especially they've taken off. I'll tell you what, I'll go a little lower just to give you an even better idea. Now there is that tree in front of me, so I can't go too much lower than that, but hopefully that gives you an idea. There we go. Now where Sefton was would be completely buried by that mud now, so yeah, it really goes to show just how much they have filled that area in. I'll tell you what, whilst the sun's nice, we'll do another quick spin from this way. Now it's one of them where the sun is right behind me drone, so oh, dirt. Can't believe I just called it a dirt whilst on mic, and thousands of people are going to watch. You'll have to forgive that. Force of habit. There we go. I didn't see it go past, but it's actually one of them with emergency scenes. So you'll remember as well when the marina, when there was that incident at the marina. I believe there's laws to stop droners from filming incidents like that, so even if we were down here, which I was, to be fair, you shouldn't film it anyway, and you know, it's not like you could do it legally, so it's definitely something to keep in mind for anyone that is filming with drones, is you shouldn't really do that. So no, it's always nice, because I know that these videos have inspired a lot of people to buy drones, which is brilliant. Honestly, it is an awesome hobby. It's so nice to get views from the air, but you've got to keep in mind that there's a lot of unusual regulations that maybe you wouldn't think of just off the top of your head. And I'll try and, you know, when there's little things like that that remind me, I'll try my best to get that across to you guys. I don't want anyone getting in trouble just because they bought a drone because of one of us lot. Now, I'll let them crack on for a little bit. I'll save my battery because, like I say, it's going to be a very busy day. So I'll bring you back when there's a little more progress. So just taking off and just having a look around site, see if anything's happening. And yeah, over here looks like they're lifting summit. Whether they're bog mats by the look of it. Tell you what, I'll go nice and high. I can see Josh's drone as well, so it's nice and easy to avoid that. It might be Dave's. It's a bit harder now, everyone's got the old Mavic 3 Pro. Certainly not as easy telling exactly who everyone is, but I'll tell you what, one easy way of figuring it out is I know how they have their operator IDs. So I can tell you that is indeed Dave's drone. The pink on the top gives it away nice and easy. So, give you a quick look as well. This is where they're keeping all the pilings. I was wondering the other day because they were strewn about the site a little bit. I believe there's still some kept up where Pacemaker was by the bridge, but yeah, most of them are being kept there. So you see Dave's drone scooting off in the distance there and flying back towards us. Now in a second, I know I've already forgotten once today, we'll have a look over here in a second. There we go. So exactly what they're going to do with this, I'm not sure. Whether it'll just be extending the track they've already got with the bog mats, but I don't see why they'd need to really. But thankfully, won't be too long until we find out. Now, try not to cough there. It's one of them, if I cough, I know I'll forget to edit it out. So I'm just, I tend to struggle and deal with it a bit. Yeah, there we go. So, we'll have another look at exactly what's going on with these guys. And have another look around these as well. Like you say, these ones all have doors, whereas that one I don't think it does, which makes me think that it is just a shipping container that happens to look like the rest of them. That'd be my guess anyway. Now, get another zoom in of this. Doesn't look like he's moving anywhere just yet, So I'll tell you what, we'll go and have a look over here. And of course, do the usual. Hey, there's me. And once again, thanks to everyone that does wave back. I haven't got the orange trousers on today, and it's typical because yesterday, real warm day, and I had to be in full PPE, and then today, no PPE. Well, if you're not counting the high-vis jacket, and lo and behold, it is absolutely freezing. And I thought, I don't have to wear my hoodie this morning because it'll be nice. Lessons learned. So it looks like they're figuring something out over there. So I'll leave them to it for a little bit. I'll come in and land, save me battery, and we'll go back up when there's a little more progress. Although, one second, one thing I do want to quickly talk about as well. The flood field, they turn off the pumps when they don't need it pumped, and it does fill up slowly, mostly from this little stream here. Now, I always get questions about this stream, saying, how did it get through the embankment? Where did the water go? And I'd imagine that was the use of the little culvert, the more suspicious culvert, shall we say. I'd imagine that stream fed through there and then made its way out of that exit and then probably just into the field or through a little tunnel between that, not a tunnel, a little pipe between that culvert exit and the stream itself. That'd be my guess anyway. So we'll have another check on these guys. No, we're all good. So the drilling guys look like, I have no idea what that's about, but they're very busy guys, hard working for sure. It's certainly a tough job, but they do well with it. So I'll leave it to it for a second and I'll bring you back. So the larger excavator's back going again, and I'm guessing he's digging out even more of that, and then they're going to pretty much get it all the way flat up until the Merlack Dam. Certainly seems like the way they're going with it. Now, I'd quite like to get him, well, you can see there, I think they've moved the fencing. I think so. Don't hold me to that, as I'm not 100% sure, but I think he has. So we'll go and get a little closer look. I do wonder if that's why he got out and waited a little while. It was probably still for a fair bit. So you see there as well, he is indeed moving that and filling that little hole. So I'll tell you what, we'll go and have a better look at that over this way. There we go. I can see everyone's drones up in the sky, so it's nice and easy, just keeping out of their way. Just in time for the sun to come out as well. There we go. So not much left at all. I'd imagine it'll be a case once again where they dig out to a point here, and then once they're able to free up that piling, they'll get one of the workers once again to chop a bit off, and I'd imagine, my guess would be that they're gonna go all the way up until that dam. You see there the trench in the ground where Sefton and Ganymede were dragged up, just there. So I'd imagine they'll go pretty much all the way to there and fill in that hole, and then I think the exciting work will start. I'm really looking forward to the next steps from this. This has probably been certainly one of the nicest things to film down here so far. The personal highlights for me, of course, being the boat moves. That was awesome. Before that, actually, I'd like to film in the snow. Now, I certainly wasn't as good with the filming back then. My voiceovers were quite tragic in a way, but it was a real nice experience flying in the snow. It certainly makes everything look nice as well. And then after that, I wonder, the fish move for sure. I'd quite like to, just as I say that, he starts moving. There we go. So I'm going to go over this way. There we go. That is cool. So he's all the way up there now. There we go, and then I can go down a little bit, just because I know I'm clear and I can see my drone. There we go. Just as the sun comes out and it gets backlit. Typical. But yeah, no, that certainly looks cool, and it certainly looks different too. Now I'm just going to make sure I'm clear of the trees, which I am. I'll go up just to make double sure. There we go. And then we can go this way. Now, making sure that I've got a good eye on my drone constantly. There we go. You can hopefully see me in the high-vis in the background, just behind the hedge. There we go. It's nice from this end as well, because there's no trees blocking your view. So these trees right here are certainly slightly annoying. Don't get me wrong, I love the trees being there, but for filming it can be a bit of a pain, admittedly. There we go. So I don't think he'll even need to take any more of that banking out specifically to fill that hole. I'm sure he will, just to get it all neatened up and everything. But yeah, it looks like he's pretty much filled that little gap now. I'd imagine 2 or 3 buckets and it'll be completely done. So whilst it's gone nice and sunny, I'll go up nice and high, just so I know I'm out of the way of everyone. And then we'll get an angle from this way where the light is a bit nicer. There we go. I'll just recenter the excavator there, and then we'll go move this way. This is probably a nicer way of doing it, rather than flying in one direction, not being able to see anything, and then going back and spinning round too quick. Now, a lot of the time as well, I can't remember if I've said this, but just in case I'll say it again, sometimes it's unavoidable moving quick. You know, if something's going on behind or 90 degrees left of the drone, I'd rather spin quick and deal with it to some degree than miss it completely just because I was going slow. Now, if you guys disagree with that, then do voice your opinions, but no, it's certainly the way I prefer doing it. So I'm right next to me now, which makes my life even easier, and it certainly looks nicer from this direction. So I'll try and get as far this way as I can, whilst not going too close to that tree. There we go. So hopefully that gives you an idea that it's basically flat now. You know, it really has been flattened. I do wonder how far I can go down. I'm just being extra slow, extra careful, and that is probably the furthest down I can go, whilst also maintaining line of sight to my drone.
Aircraft will return to the home point in 10 seconds.
So I'll tell you what, I'll come and swap the battery, and then we'll go up again and capture a little bit more of this work. It's so nice to film this. It is so nice. Right, I'll be right back. So we're back, and he's still doing well. Got plenty of that bank off now, and like you say, it's going to be interesting to see what he does with these new piles. Seems they're not going to keep filling a gap, so whether they'll just even all that out and just make that banking a little higher to get it really quite flat indeed, we'll see. Now, once again, you know, we talked about this yesterday, but with the deadline, or not deadline, but the idea that they gave that it'd be fixed in roughly 9 months after the incident occurred, which would be September. I don't see it lasting that long. You know, they're cracking on so incredibly well. I wouldn't be surprised if it is done sooner. And originally I thought that 9 months was very hopeful, and to say the least. but no, with the work they've been doing, it's been very nice to watch. And I'm going to go a little bit further left, just so we're proper over this way. There we go. So yeah, I'm guessing they are indeed doing that. So you see how it slopes slightly to the right. My guess would be that they'll get that all tampered down and just make that bank a little higher up so it's a little bit flatter. Now usually my guesses aren't the best, so don't take that as gospel, but so we love an air-to-air shot here, we do love it, so just focus real quick. That's a Mavic 3 Pro if anyone's interested. It's just satisfying. I don't know why I like filming drones, but it is satisfying. There we go. So plenty of that to remove, so I won't fly too long here. I'll go up, get you a nice overview from above actually. I'll just make sure there's no drones above me, we're good. So this hopefully will give you another idea as well of just how much of that bank has gone. Now it sounds quite windy up there, so I won't go all the way up to 120, but hopefully that gives you an idea. There we go. Now whilst we're up there, we can have a look what else is going on across site. It's a bit more of a relaxed day today, a little bit. So I have no idea. Little fire station there as well, and they've just got some steps up by the look of it into that portal cabin. So I'll bring you back when there's a little more progress. So they've got one of the bog mats over here now. It took them a little while to move it over, but we'll wait and see where this guy goes. They might just be moving them potentially, but we'll see. Unless they are just storing them here for whatever reason. But the best bit is, it won't be too long until we're able to find out. So I'll go up a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, I'm interested to see what these are for. So he's got two there by the look of it, which is another thing that makes me think maybe they are storing them. Keep nice and high here, like I say, there's a few drones in the sky, so I certainly don't want to crash into anyone. That would not be an ideal day. So we'll see where he goes. Unless it's a case where he's just driven it over here and then driven it back. I doubt it, thankfully. But you'll see there as well, the stairs all nicely installed. And I believe, yeah, little fire station there, through lack of a better term. There we go. Now, why the one is on stilts and needing stairs, I'm not sure, but I'm sure one of you guys will know. It seems to be that the larger ones are the ones that don't need it, and then that little one's the only one that does. So by design, I'm sure. Actually, yeah, it's got little legs on it. That's quite funny. There we go. So, unless I don't know, are they taking that little track apart? Doesn't look like it. Not sure. Very odd. It's making quite the racket. So this is the one thing I was worried about with this mic as well, is that it does have noise reduction, like background noise reduction. So the one thing I do like about my videos is that you can hear the things going on in the background. Now that excavator isn't loud, like those beeps and stuff. What a legend. Those beeps and stuff you could hear quite clearly on my old setup, so do give us feedback on whether you can still hear that and stuff, because I certainly would like that to be the case. But if the quality is just like that much better, then maybe it'd be worth the sacrifice. But get nice and zoomed out here, so just getting that all smoothed out, and it's looking a lot better already. So I'm guessing you know, as the Llangollen guys, the excavator, all that, as they go over, it doesn't take much to stir up that final layer of material, which isn't ideal. So it doesn't take these guys long to get that sorted, get the roller over the top, and yeah, get it looking nice again. Although it is, you know, it's not like it's super fragile or anything. It is quite a hardy material. It's just that little bit of the top layer that can get disturbed slightly. Just making sure there's no drones about. It's very windy all of a sudden, but we'll make do. I saw in a few points in yesterday's video where you could see the grass and the trees being blown around like nothing, but the cameras just stay completely still. It really is impressive. So I'll go down a little bit further. There we go. Just to get a good angle of the roller. Now it's often, you know, a neglected piece of equipment when on the filming side of things. We don't get too much of the rolling action. Now I understand that a lot of people won't find this as interesting as the larger excavator, but as I hear the larger excavator going in the background, it negates my point that I was going to say it's not working anyway, but it is now. So I'll tell you what, we'll leave the roller and the very talented driver for a second, and we'll go and see what's going on over here. So you'll see there as well, just real quick, the orange light means it's on, and the green light means the seat belt is on, and as you can tell there, the seat belt is indeed being worn there. These guys are brilliant with the safety side of things. They are really second to none. So we'll go and have a look at what this guy's doing. I thought there was a drone behind me, but it's not. It's just a bird, which if anything is more scary. I know that these drones all have obstacle avoidance on them now, so that's more than I can say about the birds in this area. They're quite savage at times. Now thankfully they're not too bad. I had a run-in with a red kite at a wedding. I was doing a little bit of drone filming at a wedding last year, and I was looking at my screen for a few seconds, and all of a sudden something massive flies past. I look up at my drone and it's getting attacked by a red kite. Now one thing I will say, the footage was awesome. It really was awesome footage, but it's certainly not ideal, let's say that. So we saw before as well the excavator or operator, I always say driver, but I should say operator, put all of that stuff that he dug out into this little area. We were thinking that would just be to build this bank up, and as you can tell that was the case. He's just tampering that all down now, getting it nice and smooth and compacted. Yeah, it's but once again, as every day goes by, it looks more and more different. It really does. Now, typical, he stops just as we get into position, but you see there as well the large where the water was last week. You know, that is probably under about 10 feet of earth now. That whole trench they dug out, that's all gone. You know, it's incredible work they've done in the last 3 days. It really doesn't look the same. So yeah, fair play, but it's quite sad in a way. It is quite sad, but obviously it's in the name of progress. But you know, you get used to seeing it in a certain way. You know, it's almost like a little safe place, through lack of a better term. You know, you get so used to it being the way that it is. It takes a bit of getting used to. That nice little bit of light there, that looked lovely. So we'll go up. And once again, you know, I am a wedding photographer by trade. That is my main job, especially over the spring, summer and autumn. Over the winter, when the weddings get a little bit quieter, I do work a little retail job part-time, but the weddings are my bread and butter, which is why you'll often catch me saying things like beautiful. You know, it's a total force of habit. You know, if you're doing group shots, things like that, it's just my way of saying good shot. You know, just say beautiful and then move on. But obviously when something happens, a shot when you're doing the drone, can get a bit repetitive when you're having to actually listen to the commentary of me saying beautiful 30 times every 5 minutes. But I've got better. Now, the thing is, I have got better with beautiful. I really have. But there's other terms that then sneak in to fill that gap. And unfortunately, you'll just have to deal with it. You know, I'm trying to get better, but yeah, it's taking a bit of getting used to. So, unfortunately, it is the way that it is. And I think, for the most part, people understand that. It's more challenging than you might expect doing all this. And this isn't my job. You know, I haven't been doing this for 10 years or anything. I'm just doing my best. But I appreciate everyone that does understand that. And that's the majority of people. So, thank you very much for that. Now, whilst he's not doing a lot, in all honesty, I'll leave it to it. I'll bring you back when there's a little more progress. So, the best piece of machinery on site has just started working, or moving I should say. Now, exactly what they're doing with this I'm not too sure, but once again, thankfully, won't be too long until we're able to find out. Now, I would quite like, Josh is back over here now and I can see his drone, so I don't mind getting the track dumper in the nice light. Let's go and have a look. So, I would love to see this go into the actual breach itself. Now, I'm sure it'll happen eventually. Whether that'll be just yet or not, we'll find out shortly. But I don't know. Well, we'll wait and see. Like I say, it doesn't have to be too long until we do find out. So, it would be kind of cool actually. I think I might even prefer it if instead of going into the breach it drove past me. That would be awesome. It'll really give you guys a sense of scale on just how big of a piece of machinery it really is. It's massive. Especially if we could get it next to Joe's boat. It would dwarf it. A lot of comments as well about Joe's boat. Of course, people come down, say hello, and whilst they're down here, they often look at Joe's boat and say something along the lines of, it's a lot smaller in person. It's certainly not a big boat. It certainly isn't. But that's why we love it. You know, it's just Joe's boat. It's Joe's little boat. Now, with this going this direction, I'm actually getting quite hopeful that it will indeed come past me, and that will be a treat. Now, you guys know I love the track dumper. I really do. So that would be awesome. And that would be currently on Buy Me a Coffee, my little profile picture. I'm sure it's probably not called that. Oh, they're not taking it up here. They're just loading the Microlite bags. Absolutely gutted. Yeah, well, I got excited there. But yeah, I was going to say a nice little profile picture would be me in the background of the track dumper. That would be awesome. But hey, not today, but maybe one day. So that's a good sign though. I do wonder if they're done then with this hole. Now, that might actually be a good sign of this moving into the breach at some point. I do believe they're going to do a test hole, maybe not in the centre of the breach, but certainly right there in the middle, I would guess. Maybe where that little white flag is, you see it waving in the wind there. That might be a guess. So yeah, they've done that one nice and quick. Now you see there as well the amount of samples they've been collecting, and that isn't all of them. They have taken a fair few out. There's a little white flag there as well actually, so maybe not, but we'll see. That's the best thing about this, is we never have to wait too long. Little crow's taking a bit of interest in the drone, so I'm just having to keep a nice eye on him. Now the larger excavator isn't currently working. It's break time at the minute though, so I'm not too surprised by that. So I'll tell you what, we'll come in and land, and I'll bring you back when something more is happening. I was coming into land. I'm just going to make sure I'm still recording. I certainly am. And lo and behold, I heard the old track dumper fire back up. Now, it is a very loud piece of machinery actually, it really is. And yeah, it's certainly easy to tell when it starts moving again. Now I'm going to come a little bit further this way, just so I can stay out of everyone's way. and get a nice low shot of the track dumper moving around site. Now it's not going to be too easy because it's about to go behind that tree, but we'll make do. Hopefully it drives all the way over to where the drill is. And I'm back again. So I'll tell you what, we'll go a little further this way just to avoid that tree getting in our way. Once again, awesome piece of kit. It's like a little tank. It really is. It's really cool. Now I'm guessing they're not going to go all the way to the drilling rig. I'm guessing right next to the blue tank. Although hopefully, with the line it's taken now, it got me excited. Although the one bonus is, with them reversing it back there, we get to see it in the full glory in the sun from the front. So I'll go a little further this way. I don't really know why I'm so obsessed. I really don't, but it's cool. Now, at some point as well, they will need to get the track dumper over there to get the actual drilling rig out. So whether I'd guess that's done tomorrow. It takes them a little while to fill that hole back in exactly how they want it. There we go. So yeah, and the one thing I will say as well is that I'd imagine with that breach access now being in place, it is likely that when it's all said and done with the drilling rig and the track dumper, it will be now driven back through the breach up the new track and sorted that way. There we go. Now hopefully with that guy standing at the back there, that gives you a bit of an idea of just how big it is. Cool. Alright, so I'll come in and land now, and I'll bring you back when everyone's off their break and there's a little more to look at. So by the sound of it, Terry's looking through the hedge, and it's always appreciated. I was spraying Joe's boat with some water to try and find a little leak. But it looks like they've removed a load of the staircase, and you can see that in the shot right there. Now we'll go a little higher here just to give you an idea of what I mean. So the staircase there on the right hand side, I'll give you a nice zoom in. It used to lead all the way up to the towpath, and as you can see there's some remnants of it right there. So it's nice quick work, and they've only just gotten off their break and already that's happened. So it doesn't take them long to crack on. You see as well the ground is drying off nicely, especially with a bit of sun and wind on it. Doesn't take it too long at all. Now I'll come over this way as well, just real quick, to see what's happening with the drill rig. I'd imagine they're doing the same that we saw last time with them refilling that borehole with the Microlite bags, or bags of Microlite, just strengthening that hole so when they eventually do remove all the equipment, it doesn't just cause an issue and lead to a little hole. There we go. So just using that bucket there to grade that ground that he's already dug and then spread it out when he needs to. So once we've got a second as well, we'll come over this way. There we go. Nice and easy. And then we can go down here. Nice and easy. Hopefully that gives you an idea. On that right side especially now, they're really taking that edge off. Now this will all be replaced. I'd imagine my guess would be that they will remove a lot of this material eventually, like a lot of it, and then get probably some type of clay, build that bank back up, and then in the middle do prefabricated concrete sections and slot that in. That is a guess. I have I haven't been told anything from CRT unfortunately about anything related to that, but that would be my guess anyway. and I feel like it's probably not a bad guess. Seems to be a lot of canals are fixed that way, and it certainly seems like not an easier way of doing it, but it just makes sense in my head anyway. No, I'm certainly no engineer, but it makes sense. Now, see a load of the workers walking off there, so I'll move my drone just to be extra careful. I don't want to get in anyone's way or annoy anyone at all. Now, I am a little distance away here, but it's still something to keep in mind. Now, it's suddenly got very windy, but it should be okay. Just spreading a load of that ground out now where those stairs are. They're taking off even more there. So I'll tell you what, whilst they're doing that, we'll switch sides and go over this way so we get a better angle of those stairs. Oh, isn't that typical? Isn't that typical? Tell you what, I've still got a few percent before it starts to really panic, so hopefully he does one more big clump here. Come on, please. No, isn't going to do it, so I'll bring you right back. So Josh has just pointed this out to me. There's another delivery of something. Now exactly what these are, I'm not sure. Looks like generators or something along those lines, but the bonus is we can go and have a look. So let's go do that now. Now there is the excavator work still going on in the background, so I won't spend too long looking at these, but certainly get a nice close-up view and see what we think they might be. They look like generators. And I'm guessing with those power cords on top. That's my guess. That's my guess. If you guys have any different ideas, though, do feel free to drop a comment. But yeah, I'd put money on it. Maybe £1. So it looks like he's stopped for a second, sorting something out. But yeah, I'll leave it to it then for a second, and when either of these get dropped off or the excavator starts working out again, I'll bring you right back. Annoyingly, I've just realised that I've done a few minutes without starting pressing record on the old mic, which is not ideal, but the excavator did a little bit of work, but not too much, and they've removed all the straps from that, and we did a little duck check, so I'll tell you what, we'll go and have a look at that whilst we've got a second here. So I'll just be careful of any drones and people and everything like that, but tell you what, since it's very open down here and there's nothing about, we'll get a nice view. Now I also mentioned that we have lost a few ducklings. Where they've gone I'm not sure. Hopefully Mr. Pike hasn't had an easy meal. Yesterday we counted 14, and I think the most we've seen so far today is 7, so yeah, not ideal, but hopefully they'll turn up, fingers crossed. It's certainly been a nice part of the day watching those. So I'll go up here and then we'll go and check on this, make sure that we're not missing anything, but I think we should be okay. So I'll fly back over this way. There we go. And then have a slow turn around. So yeah, we're not missing anything just yet. All I got on video that I missed was the excavator there just going down slightly further, but only by a couple inches deep, that's about it. So I'll just double check these guys aren't moving just yet. No, we're good, so I'll bring you back when something starts working. And literally about 10 seconds later, he's off again. Now I mentioned in the bit that I wasn't recording that I doubt he's going to go too much further down than where he is currently, but I've been wrong once or twice in these videos, so I'm happy to be proven wrong. Looks like he's gone a little further down at a guess as well, maybe getting him closer to that top banister where the rest has been removed. Now exactly what his plan is here, where he's just going to push it Or he's happy there. I'm guessing he's going to move that pile now. I will just double check though, just in case. I don't want to miss anything if I don't have to. Yeah, certainly is. There we go. Nice and easy. So, I'll let him crack on with that. And then we'll have another look at these guys. So he's putting his legs out now, giving it a nice stable ground. I'm guessing they'll put it next to the other green thing, the tank. I'm guessing it's a tank. It certainly looks like one. And yeah, they'll move it over there. So I'll keep my eye open for that, being sure not to miss it. So they're just lifting one of the tanks now. It looks like that might also be... oh, I don't know. I was going to say it's a tank because it looks like the other one, but I don't think it is. Now, I'll let them lift that, and then we'll go and check on the excavator because I can hear that working in the background. All the drones are going back up again, as you can imagine. As soon as something starts getting lifted, it's like a little exodus, and the sky goes black with them. Not quite that bad, but not too far off either. So they'll get that lifted, and as soon as that touches the ground, I'll flip around and check on the excavator, make sure that we're not missing anything too exciting on that side. So you see the arm extending there. I wonder if they've got a nice little gap where they're aiming to put it. I'm just going to make sure I'm not near anyone, but we're all good. So yeah, it looks like they're slotting that in a nice little gap, and then the original tank that they got out of that shipping container, they're moving that probably to allow space for these other tanks. At a guess, getting it exactly where they want it. So it's all go on that side of things as well. So I'm just going to double check. No, all good. So just real quick as well, I'm going to make sure I'm recording actually. I am. So they're actually taking that new tank over into this little corner. So exactly what that's for, I'll try and find out. I really will. So they're also lifting one of the other units in a second. Just making sure no one's shouting at me. There we go. So we'll let them hook that on for a second, and then we'll see what's going on over this side. He's doing more of the digging, so this is the side I'm particularly interested in at this point. Tell you what, we'll try and get a good thumbnail here as well. So I'm just going to make sure I'm clear of all those trees, of which I am, and then we'll go down here. It is always a little scary being near trees, but thankfully I think we're all good right here. And you can see there that it's just crazy how flat it really is. It really is. So I'll just get a bit more of this. I was hoping that he was going to do some more digging on that far side, but I think we might have to wait a second for that. So I'll tell you what, I'll let you go, and once he starts I'll bring you back. So he's going back over there now, and once he does I'll get a nice zoomed in shot. It's quite satisfying with him going directly away as well. There is something satisfying about that. Now that is the shot I'm after, so I'll tell you what, we can go a little closer whilst there's no one near me, and there we go. Now it really is hard to recognise, it really is. So he's doing even more of that digging, which is perfect. That's the shot I'm after, so you'll probably see that bit in the thumbnail, fingers crossed anyway. I'll probably forget, but yeah, we'll make do. So whilst he does that, I'll quickly get out of here and go this way. There we go, nice and easy, and then pop up behind the tree. So I'll also get you a view of Joe's boat real quick. Now I don't want to film his number plate, so I'll go like that. I don't like, sometimes I'll film it and then I'll edit it, and that's fine, but it just takes about 5 minutes to get all the tracking correct and everything like that, which is a bit of a pain, I'll be honest with you. There you go. it's looking very nice. It is looking very nice. He's doing finishing touches. Like I say, there's a little leak that he's trying to find, which is half the task at the minute. Now we'll go up slightly, and then we'll get a bit more of an aerial shot of this guy doing this work. Tell you what, as well, we can go up a bit further and get an idea of just how much of that bank he is taking off. It's actually very deep in that area. It's certainly the deepest part, and hopefully that. I won't mention the sand. I won't mention it. But it looks like there's a bit more topsoil in there as well. But I think you see the black layer of topsoil. I'd imagine that is where the ground was, and all of the other material on top. That's where the spider excavator moved a lot of the material that was around Sefton and Ganymede, which is why that topsoil isn't actually on top. So we'll also have a look and see how these guys are getting on. So yeah, all moved into position now by the look of it. Just the one left. So this guy is really cracking on well. Now once again, I'm just going to make sure I am recording, and I am. The last thing I want to do is have another one where I don't record it. So he's actually going quite far this way now. So I'll get you a nice zoomed out shot and give you an idea of exactly where he is. There we go. Now you can see there, with the work he's done today, it really has raised that level up a significant amount, and once again it's looking very different. It really is. So I believe, I haven't heard any drilling in a while. I wonder if they've taken a little break. I'm guessing so, but focus real quick. That tool there, the metal bar, you can see they put that through the hole in the outer section, and then use that to drive those outer what? Yeah, I don't know. What would you call them? I've gone blank. Often happens when you've been down here a while. Just those outer casings. That's the word I was looking for. To drive them back out of the ground after it's been refilled with micolite and compacted down. That was a bad stall on the brain. That was a bad one. But yeah, it's real cool work that this guy's doing. I understand that the video is already getting a fair length, so I won't get too much more. But I know tomorrow's going to be a very busy day, so I feel like tomorrow will be one where I'll split it into. But we'll figure that out tomorrow, see how we get on. So they're all done on that side of things now. Just left them. Not the spots I would have guessed that they'd leave them, but like I say, there's always reasons why they do all these things. Everything's planned out before anything even arrives. So yeah, I'm sure there's a reason, and it won't be too long until we find out exactly why that is. So we'll have another look over here. It's awesome work. It really is awesome work. Now I think chances are gone are the days that machinery does end up going past us, unfortunately, just because the access between these two sites is now so good. So there you can see actually the excavator has made its way fully into this side of the site, so yeah, has no problem getting there, which is very nice to see. So I'll quickly show you as well exactly what I mean. We'll go nice and high, just being mindful that we can't go too high just because of how windy it is. But yeah, like I say, it's been a long video, so I'll leave you to it now. Really appreciate your time, and we'll finish it off by doing a little bit of this. So 1 second. Some guys fishing there as well. There we go, some ducklings next to Joe's boat. Awesome to see. So thank you very much for watching. Do feel free to tune in for tomorrow's video. It's going to be a good one. So take care everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow.